Welcome back. We are live from Broadcasting House. We are on the second hour of Bizcheck. And of course, during this hour, we're going to discuss issues around the cooperative movement here in Kenya and beyond as the world celebrates the Ushirika Day, which is coming up on the 12th of this month, which is on Saturday, right?
Yes.
And it's taking place at the Kenyatta International Convention Center. But before we get into the conversation, I want to introduce to you the guest. This is Daniel Marube. He's the Chief Executive Officer at Cooperative Alliance of Kenya. He'll be telling us more about this and, of course, the upcoming event and the status of the cooperatives in Kenya, the challenges they are going through and how they are dealing with them. Daniel Marube, thank you very much indeed for your time this morning.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, my name is Daniel Marube. I'm the Chief Executive Officer for the Cooperative Alliance of Kenya, which is the body, the apex body that brings together all the cooperatives and circles together. Mm-hmm. We speak and do advocacy roles on behalf of all the cooperators in this country. Mm-hmm. We're indeed excited to be hosted here this morning to announce to the Kenyan people that this is an international year of cooperatives. 2024, when the General Assembly of the United Nations sat, they found it nice and wise to declare under the agenda number 78 of 289 to declare 2025 as an international year of cooperatives worldwide in recognition of the great impact and the importance of cooperatives on how cooperatives have continued to participate in transforming the lives of communities and people in different areas across the world. Mm-hmm. So the United Nations have recognized that cooperatives as institutions, they have the best business model that includes people, that allows people to bring in their talents, their efforts, mm-hmm. their minds together to solve their own problems, the problems within their communities. And therefore, United Nations gave us the theme that cooperatives help to build the better world. Mm-hmm. Because we are looking at how do we make the world a better place for each and every one of us. Remember then that cooperatives, we are not political parties. We are not aligned to any parties. Mm-hmm. We support the governments of the day, so we complement the government's efforts in making sure that the lives of the people are better every day. Mm-hmm. And therefore, we as cooperatives, we participate to our fullest in the socio-economic well-being of the people. And that is the reason why then United Nations found it prudent and to urge the nations, the member countries, that we need to promote cooperatives within our nations, mm-hmm. and that the national government to put in more resources, to employ qualified people, to provide budgetary requirements for cooperative development and development growth for sustainability. You remember, even in Kenya alone, that cooperatives have been on the front line mm-hmm. in ensuring that communities, we have sufficient food, and for our people continually. And therefore, food sustainability, food nutrition, taking care of the environment, those are some of the key areas that we are looking at during this International Year of Cooperatives. Yep. We are asking ourselves, how can we sustainably create job opportunities within our communities through the participation of cooperatives?
Very good. You know, some people confuse, they don't really understand The difference between Cooperatives Alliance of Kenya and the Kenya Union of Savings and Credit Organization, KUSCO, what are the parallels?
Thank you very much. That's not the only problems that people have. Mm-hmm. Some people don't know the difference between a SACCO and a cooperative. Mm-hmm. And the difference is big. All SACCOs are cooperatives, but not all SACCOs are cooperatives. The SACCOs are a subset of the cooperatives. It emerges from the family of cooperatives. Mm-hmm. We have different varieties of cooperatives. We have housing cooperatives. We have been hosting a housing cooperative. We have transport cooperatives. They are not SACCOs. Yeah. We have agricultural cooperatives.
Teachers cooperatives.
The teachers cooperatives.
Police cooperatives.
Yeah, now, all those are under cooperatives, but we provide different services. Mm-hmm. That is the differentiations. Mm-hmm. The SACCOs provide a service of saving and credit. Yeah. We put them under the financial cooperatives. Mm-hmm. All right? So we call them SACCOs. Mm-hmm. And most of them have been derived from the agricultural cooperatives. You find the tea SACCOs have been derived from the farmers dealing with the tea or coffee, or both of them. Or the dairy cooperatives can grow to become also to have another service of providing financial services to them. The structure we have on cooperatives in Kenya is a 4-tier level. Number one, we have the primary cooperative where our members come together. 10 members can come together and form a cooperatives, or 20 or 100. That's a cooperative. That's a primary cooperative. Then we have unions. When you go to every county, we have county cooperatives, unions where primary cooperatives have come together. For example, the dairy cooperatives can come together and form a union, just like what you are doing, you're seeing in Kiambu, mm-hmm. or you are seeing in Meru Union. That's a union of so many dairy cooperatives at the county levels. And then on the national level, we have the national cooperatives, what we are calling the NACOs, the national cooperatives. For example, Cooperative Bank is a national cooperative that was created to provide the cooperative members access to the affordable financial services. CIC is a national cooperative that was created to provide members with the access to affordable insurance services. And the National Housing, NACHU, to provide nationally a service for access to affordable and decent housing. Mm-hmm. Now, KUSCO was formed to take care of the financial cooperatives. So it is a union of SACCOs, all right? And on top of these national cooperatives, then we have only one apex organization called CAK that takes care of all cooperatives. Mm-hmm. So KUSCO, CIC, Holding, the investor in the cooperative bank, they are all members of the apex organization. Mm-hmm. So CAK is their umbrella body of all of them, and we are the one that deals with advocating the national government and the county governments to ensure that both governments have created an enabling environment to help the cooperatives to grow and thrive. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And so it's also very important to help people understand that the Cooperative Alliance of Kenya is a private entity, is not a government-owned entity. It brings together all the cooperatives, SACCOs, and everybody on board.
Yes, we are the spokesperson of the cooperative movement. We check the excesses of both the national government and the county government in terms of when we are dealing with policies and the regulations. So we check the excesses of the cooperative movement so that the governments do not overstep in terms of regulations and controlling the private activities of cooperatives. Indeed, cooperatives, we are a private entity. It's a people-driven entity.
Very well.
Yeah.
Help us understand or bring us to speed the state of cooperatives in Kenya.
Thank you. In Kenya at the moment, we have about 28 to 30,000 registered cooperatives in different sectors. The newest sector at the moment is the worker cooperative, where the people come together with the same skills and the same mindset to provide their services for an income by becoming a cooperative. For example, we are saying the people who are in construction, electricians, plumbers, the machineries, the masons, and transporters can come together and form a cooperative, so that if you want to have a house, to build a home, you don't have to look for all these people. They will be together. So they will be the owners of the cooperative. They are the same people providing services, and when the income comes, they will be able to earn a living out of it. That's what we call now promoting as the worker cooperatives. Young people who have done engineering, the people who have done ICT, for example, they can come together and form a cooperative that is geared in providing ICT services to the country, either to the government or to the cooperatives or to any cooperative institutions. Because now you have all the experts, cybersecurity experts, the technology, the software development together, so they can form a cooperative, and then they provide a service. They own the cooperative and providing service through that cooperative, therefore they are getting self-employed through that. We have agricultural cooperatives, of course, and all that. So we have more than about 28 to 30,000 registered cooperatives in all these sectors, from housing, food production, processing, along the value chains, dairy cooperatives, and the like. When you look at it, we are now worth more than 1.3 billion in terms of assets. And we have employed
1.3 billion.
Yes, trillion. We are a 1.3 trillion worth of assets. And it's estimated that we are contributing to about 30%, 30 to about 40% of the national savings. And indeed, cooperatives is the best instrument through which we can be able to train our people to save. Because wealth creation cannot come from nowhere. It's from sacrificing now what you have, saving a third of your income consistently. That is how we will be able to build wealth. And also by assuring you that once you have saved your third, we can also give you times three of what you have saved at a competitive interest rates, and you're only getting guarantors from your fellow members. We have been on 1%, that's about 12% per year.
12% per year.
12% per year or around that side. So members can be able to declare amongst themselves and say, in our circle, we want to give this as the interest rate to our members. Because members dictate how your cooperative is working.
You know, as an institution that brings together all the cooperative unions in this country, and the Cooperative Alliance is the home of cooperatives. This is where they go home. This is where they discuss their issues as a family. And so when one of them is unwell, the Cooperative Alliance is supposed to know and is supposed to act. And so this year and last year, I mean, we were all dealing with the crisis at Kenya, at Cusco, where billions of shillings of members' savings, you know, were lost. How was CAK involved in these, and how are you dealing with this to ensure that it doesn't happen in the future? Because it is eroding the confidence of the public in the cooperatives industry.
Thank you very much. You know, as much as we are done very well, of course, 1 or 2, 3 circles in the recent past have experienced serious challenges. And some of these challenges are not institutional, but it's people related. And sometimes it's very difficult to legislate ethics and good governance. We have continued to train our leaders on good governance and ethics as a continuous as it evolves. And number two, remember, every year, every circle, every cooperative society, when they're having an AGM, there's a third of their leaders who are retiring, and we are getting in new leaders. So what we have done is to create good structures and the legal instruments that can be able to deter people from people vying into leadership who have got no good moral and ethics. So what have we done? In the new bill, which has really overstayed, it is already in the Senate, we have said that in every cooperative society, we are going to have an independent body that is going to vet everybody who is vying for a leadership position in a cooperative society. Because people are saying some cooperative leaders are very strong and they can influence the elections. So we are saying we will have an independent body which is chaired by the director of cooperatives at the county level, people totally who don't have interest in it, and members who have any issue, who fear to vote during the open voting, they can send messages to that vetting so that we can prevent wrong people from taking leadership in cooperatives. So we will start vetting from the very early places. Number two, a member who is not comfortable with the leadership of the society can call for a special AGM. And in that particular AGM, we can discuss and remove the leadership before things go wrong. And number three, we are going to have regulations and laws that will follow the money, that if you mismanage the resources of a cooperative society, we are not going to surcharge you. We will take you to court, we will sell your properties, we will follow the money until the full amount is recovered. And I think, therefore, once this is put in place, we could surely be able to deter the appetite of those who are seeking leadership in cooperatives with the aim of misappropriating or stealing from the cooperative society. So it's painful. It's very painful when one circle is going down.
What has been the impact of mismanagement of resources at Cusco on the cooperative movement in Kenya?
As you said, we are a family. Cooperative is a family. When a union like Cusco, when it has its own challenges, it will definitely affect all of us, because quite a number of circles had their own savings in it. But in terms of operations, the cooperatives have been very resilient, and actually, as you noticed, this year still, in spite of what happened last year in Cusco. Remember, Cusco event, it was not an event that happened, one day, that the money was disappeared in one day. It has been an audit issues over a very long time.
Gone back to 4 years.
Yeah, more than 4 years, indeed, from the audit. So what we are saying is that the impact was there, but cooperatives were very resilient. They even declared quite good dividends to their members, and we have picked up our pieces, and we are moving on. The good thing is that cooperatives is about numbers and many people together. The continuous savings has continued to grow, nevertheless.
How many people are now registered with cooperatives in Kenya today?
We are estimating, I don't have the exact, but for the 2 years ago, we had more than 17 million people participating in 28,000 cooperatives.
17 million people participating in 28,000
yes.
Cooperatives.
Yes.
And I mean, when you look at the cooperative union and the history of Kenya, I mean, they are joined at the hip. The cooperative movement has been a critical cog in Kenya's socio-economic development. I mean, from the agriculture to workers' union to security. I mean, it has been part and parcel of this great nation. But when you look at it now, you know, technology is appending everything. You know, from how we've known things, from artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, machine learning to robotics. How are cooperatives adjusting to the new realities of the new age?
Thank you very much. You know, the cooperatives, the cooperative movement at the moment, it is enjoying on the vision of our forefathers that had. Mm-hmm. It changed. You remember, the cooperative evolved a lot during the 90s, during the structural adjustment programs. Yes. And our members could not access financial services from commercial banks. That's when the SACCOs came into being. Now, when we project into the future of the cooperatives, technology is going to be the game changer. If we don't adopt technology, we are not going to survive. From our agricultural production, processing along the value chain, our SACCOs and the housing, because our new generation, our new members, the young people, they are extremely on to technology. Yep. You could see like over 40% of our cooperatives at the moment have invested quite a lot on their technology. They are doing on their mobile banking, they are working on their internet. These days you don't have to go to the SACCO premises to do your businesses. You can apply the loan, but the percentage of the SACCOs that are doing that are still very low.
They're very small.
So what we have done, yes, what we have done, and we have been doing this for the last 2-3 years. We started 7 years ago. We have come up with a shared services. We have created, or we have registered, a cooperative society, CoopTech, Shared Services Cooperative Society, that is going to provide access to affordable, efficient, scalable, secure technology. That all the SACCOs, instead of each cooperative society investing for 10-15 million shillings into a standalone system, we could be able to provide a shared services, technology as a shared services through a national cooperative society. That is exactly what is going to change and attract more young people to embrace the spirit of cooperatives. So we have already taken a step that we have already registered, established a technology platform that is going to be available to all our members as a service. Yeah, so in the next 2-3 years, we will be completely different, and we are aiming at attracting the 20 million young people who are not yet joined our cooperatives, so that the future of cooperatives can be sustainable. Yeah.
And, you know, and it's proper to say that that's a great initiative. I mean, that you're taking up, you know, the role of ensuring that your members become digitally updated. But the problem with technology that it is evolving and moving very fast. And technology doesn't wait for no one. And when you look at the adoption of technology within the cooperative movement, it is still very low. Yes. And so how do you plan to upscale these and ensure that you bring on board more cooperatives joining the digital space, and of course embracing technologies like artificial intelligence and robotics?
Yeah. Now, the CoopTech, the cooperative society that has been created to provide a scalable technology to the cooperative movement is not. We are not buying a technology. They are going to grow with it. We are growing the technology with our business. And the people, the cybersecurity technology, the data analytics is all in-house. So we will be having more than 50 engineers who their work from morning to evening is actually looking at what is the new things happening. Yep. So it is scalable in the sense that on daily basis we are growing, we are thinking the future. So the young people will be 10, 15 years ahead of us. So on daily basis, you will be seeing new technologies, something new updates on what's going on in that particular space. So we will be there. We will be embracing that new technologies so that we can be able to empower our people. And education is very key. We will continue educating our people, our cooperative leaders, our new employees in our cooperative societies, our own members, to utilize the technology that we are going to deploy. Yeah.
And the other thing is, I mean, when you look at, you know, as the cooperative movement, as we have come to know it, it has been dominated by old and aging population.
Yeah.
But you live in a country where 70% of the population is well below the age of 40 years. And so these are the people who are supposed to be driving this critical sector. These are the future of the cooperative movement. And so how do you entice them to take over from where their parents and their grandfathers and grandmothers will take over, will leave it?
Yeah. Our vision, as I said, as a movement, we are looking at who is going to be our future members. The future members are these 20 million young people who are joining the labor market, who are reaching 18 years. We are looking at the children in the primary school at the moment. Those are our future members. And we are saying we must create a suitable environment and platforms from where they are going to be able to participate in. So technology is going to be key for us. It's not just savings. They need to save conveniently from the comfort of wherever they are across the globe. So that's the background we are putting on. And number two, you have to be a member. You know, I know a lot of people have been talking about old people dominating. Yes, they are dominating because they are the ones who are farming coffee. They are the owners of the coffee farms. They are the ones who are taking care of the cows. And the young people, very few people have entered into it. So what the old people are doing at the moment, starting from Kiambu and Meru, they have started giving their children cows. Say, my son, I've given you these 3 cows. Take care of it. The milk you get, the income belongs to you. So, and we are saying the young people can also join in within the value chain, processing of the milk, transporting in the transport, logistics. So there is a big room. And if you go and check most of the cooperatives in their bylaws, we have room for the youth, we have room for the women. And all we are saying, unless you participate in a cooperative, you cannot get leadership. Leadership is not by nomination. We can't come and pick you to be a leader in a cooperative if you are not participating and understanding the philosophy of cooperatives. Yes. Come as a young man, join a cooperative and fight for a seat, and you will get it. We'll be very glad to have many young people joining cooperative leadership. The door is open.
You talked about having about 17 million members, and this is data that goes back to 2 years ago.
Yes.
So you would expect the number probably maybe could be 18 or 19 million now.
Yes.
What percentage of these would qualify to be classified as young people?
I could say about 35% is young people.
About 35%.
Yeah, if you go to most of the circles at the moment, during the AGM, you get impressed to see a lot of young people there.
So 65%?
65% still in terms of leadership. Yes, it is in an age limit of above 45 and above, 50 and above. But that numbers are gradually coming down and being replaced by the young people.
Are they changing at a rate that satisfy you?
No, not yet, because the young people are not joining, especially the agricultural cooperatives. But if you come to the circles, the savings and credit within the urban centers, it's dominated now by young people. It's taken over by young people. Because in the employment sector, the moment you reach 60, you retire, you're exiting, and the young people are taking over. So the circles, we don't have much problem of age leadership. But where we have more challenge is in the agriculture and production, food production cooperatives. Yeah.
And so then begs the question, I mean, and this is not just a responsibility of the cooperatives. This is, a responsibility of the government, the county government, the private sector, as well as cooperatives and change leaders. So how then do we entice young people to go into agriculture so that they can take over from where the old people will stop it?
Yeah. I want to first of all to thank the national government and the county governments. Today, there is in every sub-county, there is a cooperative officer, people promoting cooperatives. I am seeing that the national government is...
Are they doing it the right way?
Yes, they're doing it in the right way. That the county governments, in collaboration with the national governments, by employing so many of those extension services officers to provide cooperative extension services, we see hope. We are seeing a lot of hope that the youth in the corporate in the sub-county levels are now being educated and being enticed to enter into different types of cooperatives. And when you look at, some of them are doing honey cooperatives. Some are providing avocado cooperatives are coming up, and banana cooperatives and putting some value addition into it. So I see hope that in the near future, in the next 10 years or so, we will not be having these challenges of youth joining cooperatives.
You talked about learning institutions, schools.
Yeah.
And we all remember the 4K Club when we were growing up.
Yes.
Which was a platform giving young learners, an opportunity and a platform to understand agriculture and how they can become members of the cooperative movement. That fizzled out. It died. I remember during about 4 or 5 years ago, the government attempted to revive these. I don't know how far we are with these. But I believe that primary schools is a fertile ground to start nurturing the cooperative movement, to prepare learners to become members and to embrace the concept of cooperative. Is this something that you're exploring with maybe learning institutions?
Yeah, indeed. I wanted to say that when the ministry was developing the new curriculum, the current one that we are having now in grade 9, there was involvement of the cooperative sector to bring in the element of financial literacy within the program. But we are also saying we need to go further and bring cooperative, because it's a way of life, to bring cooperative as a subject to be taught from primary to university. I am so excited at the moment that other than the cooperative university, which is an institution that was created to provide information and education to the cooperatives, we now have almost any other cooperative universities in Kenya, they're providing that as a subject. So we are saying we need to bring it down to the ground and say, in the next review, we want to continue to suggest to the government to bring cooperative as a subject from the primary and secondary level. That, by so doing, then we will bring the Kenyan people to the spirit to understand what cooperatives are, so that they can start savings from the very early age and impress it as a model that can bring wealth for their own people. Yeah.
And from where you see it, innovation within the cooperative movement, remains low because of lack of young people in this sector, lack of innovators, and then how then do you attract innovators to come into the cooperative space to develop new products that are aimed at attracting more young people? Today's young people don't have time to go to the bank, to go to a SACCO, to line and queue and wait for their loan to be processed. They just want to do it in the comfort of their bedrooms.
Yeah.
And they want product that addresses their needs. So how do you bring innovators and young thought leaders into the cooperative movement?
Yeah, as we said earlier, SACCOs today, when you go to most of the SACCOs, technology has been very well received in terms of your loan origination, loan application, getting your statements, checking your balances. All this can be done from the comfort of your phone. The societies were saying that the SACCOs have invested quite a bit on that particular front, and we are not being left behind. We are at bar with some of the banks in this country. But we are saying we have not reached where we are. It's just a few big SACCOs, Arambe, Stima, Kenya Police, the big ones who can be able to invest in that area. And that's why we are now having our Technology and Innovation Center being led by COPTECH. That in terms of thinking or technology, we have a cooperative society that's going to think on our behalf to tell us how do we deal with our data that we have? How can we be able to create new products? How do we think like the young people? How can we think for the 2030 and going forward? So that part of the technology and innovation, we are on it. But look at it this way also. When you go to Meru Dairy Union, how many products are they producing out of their milk? From milk, now they have continued to process the animal feeds. That's creating job and innovation in that area. We are having hundreds of young people who have been trained to do artificial insemination. We are going to, how many people? We are having a lot of veterinary services officers and providing extension services. We have different products of our dairy. You have fresh milk, you have yogurt, you have, name it, ghee and butter. So that is innovation that we are now doing. We are not selling fresh milk. When you look at coffee at the moment, almost at every county, we are processing and we are having a final product. You can have Meru Coffee Union giving you something that you can put with the cup and take your coffee. We have KCCE, who is doing the marketing of our various coffee products from our cooperative farmers. So innovation and creativity, the door is open. We receive ideas and we implement them. So I'm saying, if you are out there and you have a good idea on how we can improve our cooperatives, please come. We will receive them and we'll be very glad to implement new ideas. We are on it. We are on it.
Yeah, I know there are people, young people watching this show, and of course, they may not be interested in agriculture or in joining SACCOs that are in agriculture. What new fields can they develop their own cooperatives and join the movement?
We have a few cooperatives already. Young people have come in on green energy. And they are already doing a lot of good business and good work in terms of installing solar technology in the rural areas, in schools. They are moved along to hospitals. That is another area that has not been properly tapped. And we are saying young people can form cooperatives in green energy, in areas to mitigate against climatic changes, in food production, in value chain processing of fruits, macadamia, and the rest. So we still have room. The room for new technologies and innovation is enormous. It is an area that has not been fully tapped. In building new houses, technologies that are coming in, we need to adopt that particular area. So why not? I'm telling the young people out there, whatever idea you have, it can be accommodated in a cooperative society.
Very well. Now, turning our focus now on to the Ushirika Day, which is going down on the 12th. I know counties, they had their own version on the 5th. What are we looking at on 12th?
As we speak today, there's a lot of activities going on at the grounds of KICC. We are putting up the tents, we are putting on exhibition tents. From tomorrow, we will be opening it to the public to come to KICC, to come and see what kind of technologies and innovations that are going on with the cooperatives. If you have not joined any one of those cooperatives, you have an opportunity to come and ask questions and select and join one of those cooperatives who are exhibiting their activities at KICC. I also want to invite you to Cooptech Technology Cooperative Society is also exhibiting the new technologies that they have brought in for the cooperatives. Come and join one of those cooperatives. And then on Saturday morning at 8 o'clock, all the cooperative leaders, all the cooperative societies with their members, with their banners, in their uniforms, will be coming in thousands at outside KBCU at Ukulima, near Ukulima Market. We will be walking in procession all the way to KICC in solidarity to show the world that we are together, we are one as a cooperative movement. We will never be separated. We speak in one language and we have one purpose, to bring our people together, to change their socio-economic well-being, to make this country a better place to live in. And therefore, we welcome all of you to come and join us, and we'll be seated by 8:30 to start our official program at 9 o'clock. We'll be having all the national leaders joining us to celebrate this International Year of Cooperatives, for we have every reason to rejoice, because cooperatives have done and changed the lives of many people, both in the urban areas and into rural areas. You can't go anywhere without seeing a child who has gone to school by the support of cooperatives, or a small and micro business thriving without getting a loan from a SACCO, a cooperative, or a chama, because chamas are also a form of young, growing cooperatives. So we welcome all of you.
Let's look at the United Nations, when they declared the year 2025 as the International Year of Cooperatives. What has that done to this movement since that declaration was made in 2024?
That declaration has given us a more impetus, a more energy to recruit more people. So we have been having a call to say, each member to bring in one more member. So that is an activity that's going on, and by the end of next year, we will be able to evaluate it to see the impact it has. Our call has been, if we are for 17 million members, if each one of us can bring in one more member, it means that this country, every Kenyan will be a member of cooperatives. We don't want to leave anybody behind. Cooperatives is the only way we can be able to survive in whatever circumstances, because when we come together, we achieve more. We achieve more. And it has been proven worldwide that governments which support cooperatives, their people grow their wealth. Where governments are not supporting cooperatives, their people become too dependent on governments. And therefore, we are calling upon our Kenyan government, our members of parliament, the Senate, please support cooperatives, pass good legislations, pass good laws that can be facilitative in nature to support the young people to join cooperatives. And by coming in through cooperatives, you can be able to grow our own economies.
And now that you're mentioning Senate, and I know the cooperative bill, has been pending at at Senate level. How are you engaging, the Senate to ensure that this bill, is fast-tracked for the benefit of the sector?
Indeed, Cooperative Alliance is working very closely with the committee in the Senate. We worked very, very, very closely with the Council of Governors, and we moved to Parliament. We worked together. Our eyes are on it. We are on it, and we are following them, and we are giving our opinions, and we are talking to them. We are showing the political leadership the importance of having a strong cooperative in this country.
Why has it taken that long, according to them?
You know, they have to sit, they have to discuss, they have processes, and they have priorities within their order of items to be discussed, and we have really continued to urge them to give cooperative bill and the coffee bill priorities, because come 2027, 17 million members in the cooperative sector, we are seeing, looking at what are you delivering to us. Deliver to us a good legislation, and we will be able to support you in your agendas as well. Yeah.
Anything else that we need to know before I let you go?
Before I leave the studio, I want to urge Kenyans that, and tell them no, that CAK, we are your watchdog to ensure that your savings, your efforts in your cooperative society is taken care of, and we would ensure that your savings, your resources are taken care of, and in spite of whatever the hiccups, the cooperative movement in Kenya is still very strong, and we are the leaders in Africa. And the laws and the regulations that we are proposing to our legislators to take heed on what the people are saying. We are the people who are running cooperatives. We know what it takes. Help us, support us to get the kind of legislation and regulations that can be able to support our cooperatives and the young people. Cooperatives is the place you need to be.
Very good. Marube, thank you very much indeed for joining us. And of course, we wish you all the best during the Kenya Ushirika Day, which is happening on the 12th at Kenyatta International Convention Center.
Thank you very much.
Your time is highly appreciated.
Thank you so much for your time too, and your airtime is very precious to us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless
Daniel Marube is the CEO of Cooperative Alliance of Kenya, joining us this morning. And of course, to put into context the phase of cooperatives here in Kenya, and of course the upcoming Ushirika Day on the 12th of July. Well, the second hour is gone, and of course coming up next is the Kurunzi Mashinani. My name is O'Brien Kimani. Thank you very much indeed for your time. Have a beautiful afternoon ahead of you. Bye for now.